G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee, and welcome back to another episode of r/AmITheA, where on our first story today, OP agrees with his 6-year-old daughter that she has a terrible name and that he never liked it, and kind of says, hey, yeah, maybe you deserve to be bullied for that one. Really supportive parenting right there, 10 out of 10. Anyway, if you like today's episode, smack the like button. If you don't like it, smack the dislike button, and then watch like 3 in a row after this, because that'd be epic, and enjoy. Let's go. Am I the asshole for agreeing with my daughter that I didn't like her name? Mildred. That is my 6-year-old daughter's name. I fought so hard to not have her named that, but my wife was dead set on it. Who even names their kid Mildred anymore? Are we in the 19th century or something? And plus, I know how kids are. Sure enough, I picked up my daughter from school today, and usually she's excited when I pick her up. But she was quiet. I kept asking her what was wrong, and when we were almost home, she finally confessed and said that someone in her class had said that her name sounded like a grandma. Basically old. She said she didn't like her name anymore, and I tried to sympathize by saying, I'm sorry, kiddo. Yeah, I never liked your name either. I thought it was a stupid name when I first heard it, but everyone in the family thought it was okay, and I got shut down. But on the bright side, you can change it when you get older. We were in the garage by then, and she looked at me in horror and said, You don't like my name either? And she opened the door crying and ran inside before I could catch her. She told her mother that I said that her name was stupid. Somehow she also forgot to mention the kid in her class who started it. And even after I explained the whole situation to my wife, she was mad and wanted me to apologize. I refused. I said, apologize for what? I don't like the name. I never liked the name, and our daughter doesn't even like the name either. I was mad at that moment too, so I walked away, but later I tried to talk to our daughter and ask why she just started crying like that, because I was genuinely confused. Still am, to be honest. But all she said was that she wasn't happy at me, and that she didn't want to talk to me right at the moment. I'm not too worried about my daughter because she is 6, so she'll probably forget it by tomorrow or like a week at most. But my wife is really mad at me right now because she was telling me that I should apologize tomorrow and I kept saying no. I think she just feels guilty that she named our daughter Mildred, but I'm curious if I'm the asshole here. All I did was agree with my daughter when she said she didn't like her name. I still want an explanation why she just started crying like that. OP, you're a dumbass, you're a dumbass, you're a dumbass, you are a dumbass. What's wrong with you? Do you really think that a 6-year-old wants her own father to tell her that he doesn't like her own name either, and just confirming the fact that the bullying was justified in some way? Like seriously, what are you hoping to gain in this situation? There's no talking yourself out of this. The only way you can fix this is apologizing. But I don't think you can get it through your thick head what you've done wrong. So I don't know what to say. Gonna say that you're the asshole here. Now in the comments, you're the asshole. Quote, I still want an explanation why she just started crying like that. Explanation, because she is 6 years old, was bullied for her name, and needed to be consoled. You failed. Please read a parenting book. Also, consider couples therapy if you and your wife cannot compromise on something as big as naming your child. For what it's worth, you don't have to like the name Mildred, but as a parent, you should learn how to better love and care for your daughter, whose name is Mildred. Also, if this becomes an issue when she gets older and she pushes for a name change, let her go by her middle name or Millie. Yeah. Your daughter is going to remember this even if she is 6. Geez, you really are a huge asshole. Especially when the kids continue to let her know her name sounds like a grandma. It's not even bullying. I'm sure they don't mean to bully her, but her mother made sure that she would be bullied. And her father made sure she felt like she deserved it. You're the asshole. A huge one. You just sided with an elementary school bully, congratulations. So when the kid comes up to you in 4 years and says, I don't like my face because some kid made fun of their freckles, are you making fun of that too? Your job is to tell her that her name is beautiful, even if you hate it. That is your job, which you have epically failed. And now back to the comments, there's some edits. For anyone reading this, if you reach this point, I think I have enough replies. I'm going to bed soon, so I just want to reply to the answers I've already received, and I don't want this to get too big. It's not that serious. Thank you. Edit 2. I think I've replied to everyone. The consensus seems to be that I should apologize, but I think that I'll wait and see if my daughter even remembers this in the morning. And I'm definitely not apologizing until she tells me she just randomly started crying like that. She said she didn't like her name, I agreed, and she started crying. Makes no sense. Should I do an update tomorrow? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, good night and thank you for the replies. Our next post is titled, Am I the Arsehole for saying I raised my 2 younger sisters? So my, 28 female, parents died when I was 18 and my twin sisters were 11 from a car crash. We had no other relatives to take my sisters in. I was about to start college, and thankfully my parents left us a very generous life insurance payout and a wealthy trust. Enough to last my sisters and I through college, and some years after with appropriate housing and living expenses. I didn't take any chances with the money. I smartened up and talked things out with my parents' financial advisor to make sure that we would be set. I proceeded to college and took a part-time job just in case. I knew I wasn't in a capacity to handle my sisters full-time, and we absolutely had nobody else to go to. So I explained the situation to them with a counselor present and enrolled them in a private boarding school. I kept tabs on them all throughout their education. I spent as many weekends and my holidays with them. I went to PTCs, as many recitals and games as I could, even helped them shop for prom dresses. I was very involved in their life. I also made sure to schedule them sessions with a therapist and received constant updates from their guidance counselor. My sisters ended up graduating with no trouble, and they are lovely, well-adjusted human beings both in college now. I am now a college lecturer doing my PhD. We have a close relationship, and I am so lucky that they have been kind and understanding throughout the years. I spent the weekend with the friends, 28 males, family, last weekend, and they asked me about myself. You know, all the usual. Somewhere in the conversation, I said I raised my sisters, and my friend's sister disagreed. She said the boarding school raised them, and I shouldn't take credit for that. I disagreed and said I fulfilled the role of a parent, so yes, I raised them from age 11 onward. She said I was an asshole for pretending to be a parent, and I give real parents a bad name. The weekend went downhill after that, and I didn't feel comfortable after. Friend and his parents are on my side, but the sister is now posting passive-aggressive stuff on social media. Am I the asshole? No, this sister has a huge stick up her ass that she needs to dislodge ASAP. That is really tickling that brain and making her stupidly passive-aggressive for no reason. Like, goddamn, who is she standing up for here? I don't know a better solution for this situation than what OP has done. OP's gone above and beyond expectations, and has done spectacularly for these children by the sounds of it. I don't know. I think this friend's sister should really get over herself. She's the one being an arsehole here, not the arsehole OP. Now in the comments, yes, you raised them. You ensured they had their needs met. You provided a responsible adult role model, and you were actively involved for milestones. You did it a little unconventionally, because that's what was best for the three of you to move on and succeed. Not the arsehole, and don't let anyone take away from what you accomplished. Not the arsehole. Your friend's sister can go pound sand. You did amazing. Starting with involving the already known and trusted financial advisor right on through, you made good decisions. Some people would have delayed college and stayed home. That is another correct way to do it. Your way was already correct. Good for you and your sisters. And OP replies, I wrestled with delaying college to take care of them full time, but to be honest, I was grieving very hard, and I just knew I didn't have the emotional and mental capacity to be with them full time. I got better after my second year of college and asked them if they wanted to move back to a normal school, but they were already very happy and well adjusted in the boarding school and said they wanted to continue, and the counselor advised against moving them back, so that decision made itself. If one of your sisters said you didn't raise us, That would be something to listen to. Apparently they were pretty happy given a very difficult situation and appreciate what you did for them. You raised them as well as you could, and better than a lot of parents of OPs on this sub. This sister of a friend inserts herself into your lives and passes judgment? Ignore and move on. Not the asshole. What sort of person starts this kind of a fight? Your friend's sister was being nasty and judgmental. Don't place any weight on her opinion. Even her own parents think she's out of line. Not the asshole. And OP replies, my friend's sister is a single mom who takes a lot of pride in her raising her child, which is admirable. She is a mumfluencer who likes posting parenting tips on her social media and vlogs. I guess this is why her comment struck a nerve with me, because she's kind of known as a super parent in the mum influencer world. Our next post is titled, Am I the Asshole for Having an Allergic Reaction? So I, 18 female, have a thing going on with my group of friends for pretty much all of high school that we hang out on Sunday evenings at someone's house. The hosts change week to week, whoever is able to host that week. Anyways, the agreed upon thing was that we all chip in like $5 for food, usually pizza and stuff. Some gave more if someone else was in a rough spot, and it always works fine. One friend Carla's, 18 female parents, own a pretty successful restaurant, so they like to cook rather than just order pizza, which is great on its own. We all still chip in $5 or so for ingredients. The problem that happened is the dad, who likes to cook, doesn't take criticism well, and always makes something I either can't eat due to allergies, or am just not into. I stopped joining in or chipping in money when they would host, so that I wasn't a letdown for a while. I had definitely been as clear as an awkward girl can be about what my issues/allergies were. My family has never been very wealthy, and well, we ended up homeless for a while, so the hangout nights became a night that I could eat something special without worrying too much. Plus my friends were always great about sending me back with leftovers if they could. So Sunday, I decided to join in on the meal at Carla's house again. I gave money for it as per usual. It turned out to once again be something that I'm allergic to. I wanted to cry because essentially, I wasted $5 that I could have used. Not wanting to confront them about getting the money back or being a party pooper, I ate some. Now, the allergy wasn't anaphylactic, but I broke out in hives. My face was very red and swollen. I took some Benadryl and was as discreet as possible, but my one friend Alex noticed and asked if I was okay, so I kind of casually mentioned it. Suddenly the room exploded. Some people were concerned for me, saying I shouldn't have to do that, and Carla got very upset and went to tell her dad, who came in and asked me why I didn't just not eat it, to which I replied I didn't want to be a burden or waste my $5. He grabbed $5 and gave it to me, telling me not to eat there again. Carla was upset that I embarrassed her dad. 2 more friends told me that I was being an attention seeker, and someone else told me I ruined nights at Carla's house. So am I the asshole? I didn't want this to happen at all, and I don't want to lose my friends. Edit. Okay, this got a lot more attention than I was expecting. Sorry for dipping out so long, but Fridays are long days for me. I'd like to thank all those who have commented, even those who have said that you're the asshole. I want y'all to know that I'm reading everything and understanding what you were saying. I'd like to clarify a few things, / answer some questions. 1. I'm not really upset at Carla or her parents. I'm more frustrated that it happened this way. I didn't want any conflict at all. 2. I was not aware that allergies worsen with exposure, nor do I often expose myself to my allergens. It's been a long time since I've had an allergic reaction, so I admit my knowledge needs to be updated, and that is my own responsibility. 3. $5 is a lot of money for me right now, and to those who are asking why I would still do that, my family and I discussed that chipping in $5 was okay if I were to get a good warm meal out of it. My friends also spotted me money most weeks. This week just happened to be a full 5 week for me, if that makes sense. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. Because I ate something I knew would cause an allergic reaction, I should have known that I couldn't keep it a secret, so I probably should have just asked for the money back instead. Now in the comments, not the asshole. Why would her dad be embarrassed over you having an allergic reaction? I don't get how you having an allergic reaction would be attention-seeking. Teenagers crack me up. If her dad knows about your allergies and continues to make stuff that you're allergic to without making something separate for you, then he is the asshole. His reaction to tell you not to eat there again is super rude. Given that Carla's parents own a restaurant, one would think that they'd take allergies seriously, especially after OP told Carla about her allergies. Whether Carla told him or not, once he was aware of OP's allergies, telling her to not eat there again was a poor way to deal with the situation. Folks are being really aggressive to OP, who was only 18 and dealing with homelessness and food insecurity. Like, yeah, you could have handled that dinner better, and eating something you knew would give you a reaction is stupid. But based on your comments, I understand why you were anxious and panicking about wasting money on food you can't eat. You are worth more than risking your health to smooth over a situation. It sounds like this was the general logic, and I'm sorry you felt or feel like you were not. His reaction to you saying you ate it to avoid being a burden should have been met with compassion. I understand the general uproar out of concern for your health, but he was extremely rude to you. I don't really want to give a judgment because I don't think you're blameless, but I also don't think you're an asshole. I think you are young and were in a tough situation here emotionally. Mainly, I just want to offer you the compassion that a lot of commenters aren't. I can only imagine the gut-wrenching feeling of wasting what little money you have on food, only to not be able to eat it. That is horrible. I've been at a point where $5 was a week of food. I would cry and eat it too. Info: did Clara and her dad both know what your allergies were? And OP replies, yes. All my friends and their parents know since I often have meals at their houses. My parents have always been careful about where and what I eat. You mentioned in one of your previous replies that you never actually told her dad that you had any allergies. And OP replies, I never personally did. My parents gave every one of my friends' parents a list. I gave Carla another list after the first time. Everyone sucks here. If you haven't been eating at Carla's for a while, it would have been good to remind her of your allergies. It also would have been fine to ask for the money back once you found out what it was. You also could have asked beforehand. Above all, it was really stupid to eat it anyway. I don't think you're the asshole for this, but just don't purposely do that to yourself. Carla and her dad seem odd. I can't imagine not accommodating a guest's allergy. Alright, and that's where I think I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Tell me what you thought about it down in the comments. Tell me how much you want to beat up Carla's dad for being a restaurant owner and not caring about allergies, because I personally think that's a you're the asshole situation, but who knows? Maybe people have different opinions. A lot of people in these comments are saying everyone sucks here and you're the asshole, so I don't know, maybe my read on reality is different than others. Hope you guys enjoyed my reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.